Okay, Art of Drumming, Volume 2, Reading Text in 6/8. Page 18. We're in 6/8 time, and the meaning again of 6/8. There's 6 beats to a measure, and each eighth note receives 1 count or 1 beat. Now, we look at line 1, and we come across, again, the dotted quarter note. Remember, a dot placed after a note increases the value of the note by 1/2 the original value. Now, a quarter note equals 2/8 notes. I place a dot after the quarter note, that's going to increase it by what? 1/2 the original value, so that would make it equal to 3/8 notes. So, first line, first measure. I'm counting as is the downbeat. For example, I'm counting the first line as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The dotted quarter note, 1, 2, 3, 3/8 notes. The remainder of the measure, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm playing with one hand, only so I'm talking and I'm demonstrating, and you should be alternating the strokes. For example, I'll do the first line, the first measure again, alternating the strokes. In the same starting position, like if I'm in the half stroke position, or the full stroke, or the quarter stroke, depending on the volume that I want. I would recommend half stroke. The stroke comes right back to the same starting position. Both my sticks are of equal distance to the drum, or to the snare drum, or to the drum pad. So I'm going to play only with one hand, my right hand, while I'm explaining. So the first measure again, the dotted quarter note, that equals 3/8 notes. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Second measure, we have the dotted quarter note again, followed by 16th note triplets. If you go back to the beginning of the book, it explains how to count 16th note triplets in 6/8. Second measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and so that takes care of measure number 1. Measure number 2, I'll do measure number 2 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and so a combination of measure 1 and 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and okay, third measure, again, a dotted quarter note equals 3/8 notes. Third measure, first half. 1, 2, 3. Now the other half, the second half, we have 30-second notes. And again, if you go to the beginning of the book, it explains how to count the 30-second notes. Now I'm going to play the third measure total. 1, 2, 3, 4, E, and 5, 6. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, E, and 5, 6. Okay, last measure, 3/8 notes and a dotted quarter note again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to play from the beginning of line 1 to the end of line 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, E, and 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, a prerequisite, and I keep mentioning this, is the table of time by Joe Morello. He presented it in his Master Studies 1. And you're playing line 1, which would be quarter notes. The second line will be quarter note triplets. Third line will be eighth notes, eighth note triplets, 16ths, and so on and so forth, odd groupings and mixtures. It makes sure you get the timing correct. For this particular thing, I would recommend reviewing the table of time, either from Joe Morello's Master Studies or Dave Stanik's Mastering the Tables of Time. It's a great book. Okay, we're going to go to the second line, and the first measure we have a quarter note that equals 2 eighth notes, and then we have an eighth note, which would be 1, 2, 3. The second half, which is 16th notes in an eighth note, which would be 4 and 5 and 6. Again, I'm going to play the measure of line 2, the first measure from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6. Second measure, combination of 16th notes and eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6. Third measure, dotted quarter note again, 3 eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fourth measure, eighth notes, 16th notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. Line 2 from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. Okay, the third line. Eighth notes, the first measure, eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Second measure, combination of 16th notes, eighth notes, and 16th note triplets. Second measure, 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6. Third measure, the dot again, the dotted quarter note. Line 3, third measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and line 3, the last measure. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5, 6. Okay, line 3 from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5, 6. Now, this is presented in 6/8, not in 2. 2 would be a different kind of feel, or a cut time feel. We're learning how these notes fall inside of 6/8, a measure of 6/8. Okay, fourth line, first measure. Quarter note, 2, it equals 2 eighth notes. 1, 2, an eighth note, 3. Okay, so the first half of the line 4, the first measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Second measure, line 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. Third measure. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, 6. Last measure. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 6, and. Okay, line 4 from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and. Okay. Line 5, first measure. Combination of 32nd notes, 8th notes, and 16th notes. Now, I'm using alternating strokes. You could use double strokes if you like, but it's recommended in the beginning so you understand how the notation falls within the 6/8 measure. Use single strokes. Okay, line 5, first measure, 30 notes. It's going to be half the measure. I'm going to have 1E and a 2, 3 and. Again, a little slower. 1E and a 2, 3 and. All right, the completion of the measure. All right, line 5, the first measure. 1E and a 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and. Second measure, line 5, 1E and a 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. Third measure, dotted quarter note, that equals 3/8 notes. 1, 2, 3 quarter note, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and. Now I'm not going to put the metronome and I'm not going to play this at any particular tempo. I'm just breaking each measure down by note inside of each measure. Now we're on line 6, and we'll kind of do a combination again here of 16th notes, 16th note triplets, and 8th notes. And let's try it. Okay, the first measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5. Second measure, 6. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5. And third measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Now let me explain line 6, the third measure. You have an 8th note, which is equal to one count, 1, a quarter note, which is equal to 2 8th notes, 2, 3. Then you have the dotted quarter note, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to play that measure 2 or 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, line 6, the whole line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Okay, that completes page 18.